All right, a very, very warm welcome. Many thanks for joining us on yet another edition of Global Net Show, a platform where we discuss ICT, where we discuss telecoms, business, people, the personalities that run this vibrant industry. I am Kunle Aboroshade, and together, and always with the gentleman we call the encyclopedia of telecoms in Nigeria. He brings his world of knowledge to you and to the table every Thursday. Always a delight when Fidel Otuya is seated right here in the studio. Fidel, good morning.
Kunle, good morning. Good morning.
Another wet morning.
Just like last Thursday,
Fantastic.
at least it is good for the weather
Yeah,
when you don't
yeah,
have light.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We keep talking about the issue of power here, and we really are hoping that, like you put it, it will get worse
Before it
before it
gets
gets
good.
better. Are you sure that's what's happening?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So that means that some works are in progress, so to speak, as and that's why it will get worse before it gets better. Some things are on underground. Is that what you are trying to tell
No,
us?
I,
Why will
I,
it get better?
no, because you see, like in telecoms, if you want to deploy a network,
Yeah.
it takes about 3 to 6 months for you
Okay.
to set
Okay.
up, one
Okay.
network.
Yeah. Yeah.
You must realize that these equipment are not here.
Yes.
You have to go to the manufacturers and then do some
Order for them. Yeah.
specifications
Okay.
before they can now
Make for you.
make for
So you
you.
don't have them
And
on the
then
shelf.
you ship,
Okay.
you install,
Okay.
you test. So it takes time. It's a rollout that could take another 9 to 12 months.
Okay, but quickly, so that we don't get diverted.
Yes.
The government was supposed to have been working on this for a couple of years, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, I remember the Yaradua government almost declared a state of emergency for the power sector.
Yes.
So the generation should have been much, much more than we have right now after working on these things for years. You know, before you sell to the discos, is that what they call them? You know,
Yeah.
I'm still wondering why it is still this poor, really.
Kunle, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, but you are just hoping that something somewhere is in progress, and because they are not in private hands, that alone must mean that it must get better. That's the point.
Yeah, because they have made investments. I am not too sure that they will have put down that kind of money then
Yeah.
just sit back.
Yeah, and
But
then just
I also understand that most of the very good hands in PHCN have also been disengaged.
okay.
You understand? The process of severance,
Yes, severance. Yes,
provided that
yes.
these
They
guys,
have
we
to
need
go.
to go.
Yeah.
So those credible hands are not in the system
So anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
So where are you going to get, replacement?
And, okay, maybe they will find their way back gradually as these guys take charge. It's an enormous, enormous, enormous sector, you know, and to find your bearing must take some time, really. And hopefully, we are hoping that because the private sector always work, you know,
Quote unquote. Quote unquote.
private sector always work.
Yeah.
We are hoping that the power sector will work. All right, in the next 25 minutes, if you watch us last week, we were talking about our experience at the capacity building workshop for ICT and telecoms journalists as planned by the Nigerian Communications Commission. And we did a part one on the role of the new media,
Yes.
social media and all of that. In communication and all that, Professor Aquile from the Digital Bridge took on that paper, very, very interesting paper. Okay, so we can ask you straight away whether you are now digital or you are analog.
Analog.
Do you know? I think increasingly, and this is good news. Okay,
Yes.
more people are beginning to embrace the new media, isn't it? Isn't that your perception? Isn't that the trend?
Absolutely. Everywhere, because when you have business executives, presidents of nations,
Yes.
embracing
Yes.
social media
Yeah.
as a source of first-hand information or to pass messages. Look at the so-called Obamacare.
Yes.
He's used Facebook and social media so much to pass this information and also to mobilize Americans. So in politics, social media is vital.
It's becoming very, very vital now.
In governance,
Yes.
very, you know,
Yes.
if
Okay.
there are issues somewhere, somebody can easily say, look, there's a fire somewhere
Yeah.
or there's an accident somewhere.
Yeah.
Could the security or, you know, the paramedics please mobilize to go and do something? And
you know.
it is working.
You know. And before we take the first break, you also will come back and talk of what you said, filtering.
Yes.
Okay. We don't see that in social media. It goes as it is intended.
Yes.
Because in the old media, a lot of filtering,
Yes.
a lot of removing this from this and all that. You know, the guys decide what is important for you to hear, what is important for you to know, what information to withhold,
Yes.
what to send out, and all
Yes.
of that. All of these are
No
absent.
more.
No more. No filtering.
Yes.
As it is.
Yes.
With pictures,
Raw.
everything.
Raw. So it is up to you to believe what you have read and
You do the filtering yourself.
exactly. Exactly.
Fantastic. GlobalNet show. We break it down for you every Thursday on this platform. We take our first break and then we come back and continue to break it down. We'll be right back. All right, capacity building work.